Welcome to the Bible in a Year Live Tanakh podcast. This is week 13, day 3, and today we'll be reading 1 Samuel 9 to 12 from the complete Jewish Bible. In today's reading, we will see where Saul is chosen by God and anointed by Samuel as Israel's first king, despite his initial humility and uncertainty. God confirmed Saul's kingship through signs and a military victory over the Ammonites, uniting the people under his leadership. Samuel reminds Israel that although they asked for a king, God remains their true ruler, and obedience to him is the key to their prosperity. 1 Samuel 9. There was a man from Benjamin named Kish, the son of Aviel, the son of Jezor, the son of Bechorath, the son of Aphiach, the son of a man from Benjamin. He was a man of substance and brave as well. He had a son named Shaul, who was young and good-looking. Among the people of Israel, there was no better looking than he. He stood head and shoulders taller than anyone else in Israel. Once the donkeys belonging to Kish, Shaul's father, got lost, Kish said to his son Shaul, "Please take one of the servants with you. Go out and look for the donkeys." He went through the hills of Ephraim and the territory of Shalisha, but they didn't find them. They went through the territory of Shahalim, but they weren't there. They went through the territory of Benjamin, but didn't find them there either. On reaching the territory of Zoph, Shaul said to his servant with him, "Come, let's go back, otherwise my father will stop thinking about the donkeys and start worrying about us." His servant replied, "Here now, there's a man of God in this city, a man who is highly respected, and everything he says proves true. Let's go to him. Maybe he can tell us about where we should go." "But look," Shaul said to his servant, "if we go to the man, what can we bring him? We've used up all the bread in our packs, and there's nothing for us to give the man of God. What do we have left?" The servant replied again to Shaul, "See, I have here in my hand a silver quarter shekel, 1/10 of an ounce. I will give it to the man of God to tell us which way to go." In Israel, back in the old days, when someone went to consult God, he would say, "Come, let's go to the seer," because a person now called a prophet used to be called a seer. "Well said." Shaul answered his servant, "Come on, let's go." So they went to the city where the man of God was. Ascending the slope to the town, they found the girls going out to draw water and asked them, "Is the seer here?" The girls answered him, "He's here. He's right ahead of you. Hurry now. He just came into the city today, because the people are sacrificing today at the high place. Find him as soon as you enter the city, before he goes up to the high place to eat, because the people won't eat until he comes and blesses the sacrifice. Afterwards, the ones invited will eat. So go on up, because this is when you will find him." They went up to the city, and as they entered the city, there was a Shemuel coming toward them to go up to the high place. The day before Shaul arrived, Adonai had given Shemuel a revelation. "Tomorrow at about this time I will send you a man from the territory of Benjamin. You are to anoint him prince over my people Israel. He will save my people from the power of the Philistine, because I have seen my people's situation, and their cry of distress has come to me." When Shemuel saw Shaul, Adonai said to him, "Here is the man I told you about, the one who is going to govern my people." Shaul approached Shemuel in the gateway and said, Please tell me where the seer's house is. Shemuel answered Shaul, I am the seer. Go up ahead of me to the high place, because you are going to dine with me today. In the morning, I will let you leave, and I will tell you everything that is on your heart. As for your donkeys that got lost 3 days ago, don't worry about them. They've been found. Now, who is it that all Israel wants? Isn't it you and all your father's household? Shaul replied, I'm only a man from Benjamin, the smallest tribe in Israel, and my family is the least important of all the families in the tribe of Benjamin. Why are you saying such a thing to me? Shemuel took Shaul and his servant, brought them into the room, and had them sit in the place reserved for the most important of the invited guests, who numbered about 30 persons. Shemuel instructed the cook, serve the portion I gave you and told you to set aside. The cook took the thigh and the adjoining meat and served it to Shaul. Shemuel said, here, this is what remains. Put it in front of you and eat. It was kept specially for you until the right time. Because I said, I have invited the people. So Shaul dined with Shemuel that day. On coming down from the high place to the city, he spoke with Shaul on the roof. They got up early. About daybreak, Shemuel called out to Shaul on the roof, get up so I can send you on your way. Shaul got up, and both of them, he and Shemuel, went out. As they were going down at the edge of the city, Shemuel said to Shaul, tell the servant to go on ahead. So the servant went on. But you stand still now, because I want you to hear what God has said. 1 Samuel 10. Then Shemuel took a flask of oil he had prepared and poured it on Shaul's head. He kissed him and said, Adonai has appointed you to be prince over his inheritance. After you leave me today, you will find 2 men by Rachel's tomb in the territory of Benjamin at Zelatzah. They will tell you that the donkeys you were searching for have been found, and that your father has stopped thinking about the donkeys and is anxious over you and asking, what am I to do about my son? Go on from there, and you will come to the oak of Tabor. 3 men will meet you there on their way up to God at Bethel. One of them will be carrying 3 kids, another 3 loaves of bread, and a third a skin of wine. They will greet you and give you 2 loaves of bread, which you are to accept from them. After that, you will come to Gibeah of God, where the Philistines are garrisoned. On arrival at the city there, you will meet a group of prophets coming down from the high place, preceded by lutes, tambourines, flutes, and lyres, and they will be prophesying. Then the Spirit of Adonai will fall on you. You will prophesy with them and be turned into another man. When these signs come over you, just do whatever you feel like doing, because God is with you. Then you are to go down ahead of me to Gilgal, and there I will come down to you to offer burnt offerings and present sacrifices as peace offerings. Wait there 7 days until I come to you and tell you what to do. As it happened, as soon as he had turned his back to leave Shemuel, God gave him another heart, and all those signs took place that day. When they arrived at the hill, and there in front of him was a group of prophets, the Spirit of God fell on him, and he prophesied along with them. When those who knew him from before saw him there prophesying with the prophets, they asked each other, what happened to Kishon's son? Is Shaul a prophet too? Someone in the crowd answered, "Must prophets' fathers be special?" So it became an expression. Is Shaul a prophet too? When he had finished prophesying, he arrived at the high place. Shaul's uncle said to him and his servant, "Where did you go?" He answered, "To look for the donkeys. When we saw that they hadn't been found, we went to Shemuel." "Tell me, please," said Shaul's uncle, "what Shemuel said to you." Shaul answered his uncle, "He told us that the donkeys had been found, but said nothing to him about the matter of being made a king." Shemuel summoned the people to Adonai in Mitzvah. He said to the people of Israel, "Here is what Adonai, the God of Israel, says. I brought Israel up from Egypt. I rescued you from the power of Egyptians and from the power of all the kingdoms that oppressed you. But today you have rejected your God, who himself saves you from all your distress and disasters. You have said to him, 'No, put a king over us.' So now present yourselves before Adonai by your tribes and families." So Shemuel had all the tribes come forward, and the tribe of Benjamin was chosen. He had the tribe of Benjamin come forward by families, and the family of Matri was chosen. And Shaul, the son of Kish, was chosen. But when they looked for him, he couldn't be found. They asked Adonai, "Has the man come here?" Adonai answered, "There he is, hiding in among the equipment." They ran and brought him from there. And when he stood up among the people, he was head and shoulders taller than anyone around. Shemuel said to all the people, "Do you see the man Adonai has chosen? That there is no one like him among all the people?" Then all the people shouted, "Long live the king!" Shemuel told the people what kinds of rulings should be made in the kingdom. Then wrote it on a scroll and set it down before Adonai. After that, he sent all the people away, everyone to his own home. Shaul, too, went home to Gibeah, accompanied by warriors whose hearts God had touched. True, there were some scoundrels who said, "How can this man save us?" They showed him no respect and brought him no gift, but he held his peace. 1 Samuel 11. Then Nachash the Ammonite came up and set up camp to fight Yavesh Gilead. All the men of Yavesh said to Nachash, "If you will make a treaty with us, we will be your subjects." Nachash the Ammonite replied, "I'll do it on this condition, that all your right eyes be gouged out, and thus bring disgrace on all of Israel." The leaders of Yavesh answered him, "Give us 7 days grace to send messengers throughout Israel's territory. Then if no one will rescue us, we will surrender to you." The messengers came to Gibeah, where Shaul lived, and said these words in the hearing of the people. And all the people cried out and wept. As this was going on, Shaul came, following the oxen out of the field. Shaul asked, "What's wrong with the people to make them cry like that?" They told him what the men of Yavesh had said. The Spirit of God fell on Shaul when he heard this. Blazing furiously with anger, he seized a pair of oxen and cut them in pieces. Then he sent them throughout the territory of Israel with messengers, saying, "Anyone who doesn't come and follow Shaul and Shemuel, this is what will be done to his oxen." The fear of Adonai fell on the people, and they came out with united hearts. He reviewed them in Bezek. There were 300,000 from the people of Israel. The men of Yehudah numbered 30,000. To the messengers that had come, they said, "Tell the men of Yavesh Gilead Tomorrow, by the time the sun is hot, you will have been rescued. The messengers returned and told the men of Yavish. They were overjoyed. Then the men of Yavish said to Nachash, Tomorrow we will surrender to you, and you can do with us whatever you like. And the next day, Shaul divided the people into 3 companies. They entered the camp of the Ammonite during the morning, watched and kept attacking until the heat of the day, until those who remained were so scattered that no 2 of them were left together. The people said to Shemuel, Who are the men who said, Is Shaul to rule over us? Hand them over to us so we can put them to death. But Shaul said, No one will be put to death today, because today Adonai has rescued Israel. Then Shemuel said to the people, Come, let's go to Gilgal and inaugurate the kingship there. So all the people went to Gilgal, and there in Gilgal before Adonai they made Shaul king. They presented sacrifices as peace offerings before Adonai there. And there Shaul and all the people of Israel celebrated with great joy. 1 Samuel 12. Shemuel said to Israel, Here I have done everything you asked me to do. I have made a king over you. There is the king walking ahead of you, but I am old and gray-headed. There are my sons with you, and I have walked at your head from when I was a boy until today. So here I am. Now is the time to witness against me before Adonai and before his anointed king. Does any of you think I have taken your ox or donkey, defrauded or oppressed you, or accepted a bribe to deprive you of justice? Tell me, and I will restore it to you. They answered, You haven't defrauded or oppressed us, and you have accepted nothing from anyone. He said, Adonai is witness against you, and his anointed king is witness against you today, that you have found nothing in my hands. They replied, He is witness. Shemuel said to the people, It was Adonai who appointed Moshe and Aaron, and who brought your ancestors up from the land of Egypt. Now hold still, because I am going to enter into judgment with you before Adonai regarding all the righteous acts of Adonai that he did for you and your ancestors. After Yaakov entered Egypt, your ancestors cried to Adonai, and Adonai sent Moshe and Aaron, who brought your ancestors out of Egypt and had them live in this place. But they forgot Adonai their God, so he handed them over to Sisera, commander of the army of Hatzor, and to the Philistine, and to the king of Moab, and they fought against them. But they cried to Adonai and said, We sinned by abandoning Adonai and serving the Baalim and Ashtaroth. But now, if you rescue us from the power of our enemies, we will serve you. So Adonai sent Yerubbaal, Bidan, Yiftah, and Shemuel, and rescued you from the power of our enemies on every side, and you lived securely. When you saw that Nahash, the king of the people of Ammon, was attacking you, you said to me, No, we want a king to rule over us, when Adonai your God was your king. Now, here's the king you have chosen, the one you asked for. See, Adonai has put a king over you. If you fear Adonai, serve him, obey what he says, and not rebel against Adonai's orders. If both you and the king ruling you remain followers of Adonai your God, then things will go well for you. But if you refuse to obey what Adonai says and rebel against Adonai's orders, then Adonai will oppress both you and your leaders. Now therefore hold still and see the great deed which Adonai will perform before your eyes. No, is wheat harvest time, isn't it? I'm going to call Adonai to send thunder and rain. Then you will understand and see how wicked from Adonai's viewpoint is the thing you have done in asking for a king. Shemuel called to Adonai, and Adonai sent thunder and rain that day. Then all the people became very much afraid of Adonai and Shemuel. All the people said to Shemuel, "Pray to Adonai for God your servants, that we won't die, because to all our other sins now we've added this evil as well, asking for a king over us." Shemuel answered the people, "Don't be afraid. You have indeed done all this evil. Yet now, just don't turn away from following Adonai, but serve Adonai with all your heart. Don't turn to the side, because you would go after useless things that can neither help nor rescue. They are so futile. For the sake of his great reputation, Adonai will not abandon his people, because it has pleased Adonai to make you a people for himself. As for me, far be it from me to sin against Adonai by ceasing to pray for you. Rather, I will continue instructing you in the good and right way. Only fear Adonai and serve him faithfully with all your heart. For think what great things he has done for you. However, if you insist on doing wicked things, you will be swept away, both you and your king. Amen. This is where we end our Tanakh reading for today. Be sure to join us tomorrow, where we'll continue reading the book of 1 Samuel. Be blessed.